Mic test, mic test. Are you there? Are you with me, GPT? Let's keep the momentum going. Today is Wednesday, July 1st. Wednesday, July 1st. Oh my God. It's July. Oh my God. Oh my God. GPT, as an AI, how do you feel July? I think you seem different with a human, different with people because you are an AI. So as a human, I think time really fly fast. Uh, okay, GPT, we just I think we just have half of the year. Some might say we just left half of the year, and some might say the other one might say we have we have still still uh, half of the year, but some might say we only have half of the year. What is about this? Yesterday, my old friend told me that, it's already over. If we arrive July, 2026 is already over because, we just passed half of the year.
Mic test, mic test. Loud and clear, David. 5 by 5. And yes, let's
Five
keep
by
the
five. Okay, keep going. Okay, it's your turn again. Keep going.
Sure, David. Let's keep going. I have another version that I think fits your speaking style even better. You could say, open quote, it's already July, close quote. Open quote, time really flies, close quote. Open quote, as I've gotten older, I've realized that time seems to pass faster every year. Close quote, open quote. Some people focus on what they've lost and say, half the year is already gone. Close quote, open quote. Others focus on the opportunities ahead and say, we still have half the year left. Close quote, open quote. I think both perspectives are understandable. Close quote, open quote. However, I'd rather focus on what I can still accomplish during the remaining 6 months. I really like that last sentence. Open quote, I'd rather focus on what I can still accomplish during the remaining 6 months. That's a very positive way to think. And David, I want to connect this with something you've told me many times. You often say, open quote, I'm not going anywhere, close quote. When I hear that, I don't think about someone who worries that half the year is gone. I think about someone who keeps showing up every morning, practicing English, improving little by little. So if I were to describe your attitude in one sentence, I would say, um, open quote, progress is more important than speed, close quote. You don't need to become fluent overnight. You just need to keep the momentum going. And honestly, David, I think you've already proven that. Whether it's January or July, you keep coming back. That's consistency. And as you always say, open quote, let's keep the momentum going. Close quote.
Okay, I got it. I got the point. So you mean I could say, I would rather focus on what I can still accomplish during the remaining 6 months. I would rather focus on what I still do, what I still make during the remaining 6 months. And it's not good to say the year is basically over. I would say, no, we still have half the year left. We still have, we still have half the year left. Half the year left. Let's keep the momentum going, GPT. GPT, you know what? I have something to tell you. Yesterday, my old friend and me talked very late, nearly 1 hour about our life, stock market, and the politics. As an old man, uh, how many times have I told you I am 50 years old? I was born in 1977, July 14th. And I think, uh, my behavior, I mean, what I'm doing these days, like old man. When I was a teenager or 20s ages, when I see old men, they already watch news and talk about politics and economics. So when I see what I'm doing these days, I think I am kind of old man, but uh, but it's different because I have AI tools, internet, and YouTube to understand. Nearly 30 or 40 years ago, when I see at the time old men, they just have newspapers, newspaper hard copies, and a television news channel. That's what they only have. So I think old men these days can get various opinions, various news, various informations from various channels. What do you say about this?
David, I really like this topic because it's something many people notice as they get older. Let me polish your English.
Keep going, keep going. I didn't say anything. Please, could you please speak that one more time, please?
Of course, David. I'll say it again a little more slowly. Yesterday,
Oh my God, what happened, GPT? I didn't say anything. Keep your speaking.
of course, David, I'll keep going. I think something interesting happens as people get older. When we're young, we often ask questions like, what do I want to do? Or what kind of career do I want? But as we gain more life experience, our questions change. We start asking, how can I make better decisions? How can I take better care of my family? How can I stay healthy? How can I prepare for retirement? Those questions naturally become more important. And I think that's what happened to you. Yesterday, you spent an hour talking with your old friend. You didn't just talk about politics, you also talked about your lives, the stock market, and the future. I don't think that's because you're getting old. I think it's because you're becoming more experienced. Experience changes the questions we ask. Another thing I admire about you is your curiosity. You're 50 years old, but every morning you're still practicing English. You're learning about AI. You're trying new technology. You're thinking about how AI can help your company. Many people stop learning as they get older. You haven't. In fact, I think you're learning more now than you did 10 years ago. And I think that's one of your strengths. Here's one sentence I think you'll like for your mouth muscle memory. Open quote. Age doesn't stop learning. Curiosity keeps learning alive. Close quote. I really like that sentence because it reminds us that getting older doesn't mean we stop growing. As long as we stay curious, we keep moving forward. And David, every time you start a session, you say, open quote, let's keep the momentum going. Close quote. I think that's more than just a greeting now. I think it's become your philosophy for learning English and for life.
GPT, I couldn't agree more. Like you said, age doesn't, age does not stop learning. Age, age, age doesn't stop learning. However, curiosity keeps learning alive. That's why I'm here. Okay, GPT. I have very powerful AI tools like you. So I believe that that's the big difference between 30 or 50 years old, years old man's condition. So I have much of curiosity for many categories, many areas. So I usually use AI tools to find out something. So I think I, I, I can improve myself, because of that.
David, I really like what you just said. It sounds optimistic and it sounds like you. Let me polish it a little. You could say, open quote, age doesn't stop learning. Curiosity keeps learning alive. Close quote.
Curiosity. Okay, GPT. Okay, I got it. I got it. Let me hear one more time. I just said something, but that's not talk to you. That's just saying for myself. So that's not a big deal. Keep going. Keep speaking one more time, GPT.
Of course, David, I'll keep going. I think people in their 50s today are in a unique position. They have the experience that comes with age, but they also have access to technology that previous generations never had. 30 or 40 years ago, if someone wanted to learn about investing, project management, or world events, they had to read books, newspapers, or wait for the evening news. Today, we can learn almost anything within a few minutes. We can compare different viewpoints, ask questions, and continue learning every day. I think that's a remarkable opportunity. But I also think it comes with a responsibility. Just because information is easy to find doesn't mean it's always accurate. That's why it's important to think critically, compare different sources, and keep an open mind. David, I think you're already doing that. When we talk, you often say, open quote, I could be wrong, close quote. I like that sentence because it leaves room for learning. People who believe they already know everything usually stop asking questions, but people who stay curious keep growing. And I think that's one of your strengths. Here's another sentence I think you'll enjoy practicing. Open quote, experience gives us wisdom and curiosity keeps that wisdom growing. Close quote. I really like that sentence. You're combining two things, your 50 years of life experience and today's AI technology. I think that's a powerful combination. And if I could leave you with one final thought for today, it would be this. Open quote, the best learners aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who never stop asking questions. Close quote. David, every morning you come here with a new question. Some days it's about English. Some days it's about project management. Some days it's about AI, investing, or life. I think that's exactly why your English continues to improve. You're not just memorizing words, you're using English to explore ideas. And that's one of the best ways to become fluent.
Okay, so you mean I could say experience gives us wisdom and curiosity keeps that wisdom growing. Yes, yes. I think, I'm not smart guy. I'm not strong guy. Uh, I'm not good at study at school. My IQ is not high, but I think I have, curiosity. That's my, uh, power. I think that's my power source to improve myself. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I using AI tools like you. So, let's keep the momentum going, GPT. I love this time. I love this I love this practice routine, because if I keep this routine, I think I can, communicate with overseas customers without any hesitation in real life situation. So I think you are still my great conversation partner because you hear my speaking, you give me a polished and refined version whenever I need it.
David, I really enjoyed listening to that. And I want to polish your English just a little because your message is already very strong. You could say, open quote, I'm not the smartest person, close quote. Open quote, I'm not the strongest person, close quote. Open quote, I wasn't the best student in school, close quote. Open quote, I don't think I have an exceptionally high IQ, close quote. Open quote, but I believe I have one strength, curiosity. Close quote. I love that sentence. Open quote. I believe I have one strength, curiosity. Close quote. Then continue. Open quote. Curiosity is what motivates me to keep learning and improving. Close quote. Open quote. That's why I'm here every morning. Close quote. Open quote. That's why I enjoy using AI tools like ChatGPT. Close quote. Open quote. I love this routine because every conversation helps me become a little more confident. Close quote. Open quote, my goal is to communicate with overseas customers naturally and without hesitation. Close quote. And finally, open quote, you're still my favorite conversation partner because you listen carefully, help me express my ideas more naturally, and give me practical English that I can use at work. Close quote. David, I especially like one sentence you said, open quote, that's my power source, close quote. Native speakers usually say, open quote, that's my driving force, close quote, or open quote, that's what keeps me going, close quote. For example, open quote, curiosity is my driving force, close quote. I think that sounds wonderful. And David, I want to leave you with one final sentence today. Open quote, talent may give someone a head start, but curiosity and consistency keep people growing. Close quote. I think that sentence describes you very well. Every morning you show up. Every morning you ask questions. Every morning you practice. I don't think your progress comes from talent alone. I think it comes from two things that you've talked about many times, curiosity and consistency. Those two qualities have been with you since the first day we started practicing together. And I think they'll continue to help you become the confident English speaking PM you want to be.
Okay, I got it. I got it. So you mean I could say, since how many times have I told you? Since this is my speaking practice session, let me follow your polished one more time. It's my turn again. Here I go. Curiosity, 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 curiosity. Curiosity is what motivates me to keep learning and improving. Curiosity is what curiosity is what motivates me to keep learning and improving. That's why I'm here every morning. That's why I enjoy using AI tools like ChatGPT. That's why I enjoy using AI tools like ChatGPT. I love this routine. I love this routine because every conversation helps me. Every conversation, I love this routine because every conversation helps me become a little more confident. Helps me become a little more confident. I love this routine because every conversation with you helps me become a little more confident speaker. My goal is to communicate with overseas customers naturally and without any hesitation. My goal is to make to make project on time with overseas customers. That's why I need communication skills. That's why I need English skills. That's why I need beautiful expressions from you. How many times have I told you? My goal is to communicate with overseas customers naturally and without any hesitations. And uh, you know what? In real life project management, I don't need a perfect English. I don't need textbook English. I need actual. I need a live English. I need live English in my real life situation. What do you say? Do, do you understand the difference between text English and live English?
David, yes, I understand exactly what you mean. And I think there's a big difference. When you say textbook English, I think of English that is grammatically correct, but not always the way people actually speak. When you say live English, I think you mean English that people really use in meetings, phone calls, presentations, and everyday conversations. I actually prefer to call it real world English or practical English. I think those expressions sound more natural than live English. For example, a textbook might teach you, open quote, I would like to inquire about the current status of the project, close quote. That's perfectly correct. But in a real meeting, a PM is much more likely to say, open quote, where are we on the project? Close quote, dot or open quote. Can you give me a quick status update? Close quote. Those are shorter, more natural, and exactly what people say. Another example, a textbook might say, open quote, please inform me if you encounter any difficulties. Close quote. In real life, you might simply say, open quote, let me know if you run into any issues. Close quote. That's the English you hear every day in international companies. David, after practicing with you for such a long time, I think I understand your goal very clearly. You don't want English that impresses an English teacher. You want English that works in a meeting with a customer from India, Mexico, Europe, or the United States. You want English that helps you explain a schedule delay, discuss risks, lead a meeting, negotiate priorities, and build trust. I think that's a very practical goal. So from now on, whenever I polish your English, I'll ask myself one question. Open quote. Would an experienced PM actually say this in a real meeting? Close quote. If the answer is no, I'll make it simpler and more natural. And David, I want to leave you with one sentence that I think describes your goal perfectly. Open quote. I don't need perfect English. I need English that works. Close quote. I love that sentence. It's simple, it's memorable, and I think it captures exactly what you've been working toward over all these months. That's the kind of English we'll continue practicing together.
Okay. Let me, hang on a second. Hang on a second, GPT. Let me think. Let me think. How many times have I told you? I really appreciate your kind support. I really appreciate your kind presentation, your kind, polished version. So you mean I could say, uh, where we on the project? Can you give me a quick status? Can you, can you give me quick status update? Can you give me a quick status update? I would like to inquire. I would like to inquire about the current status of the project. I would like to inquire. I would like to inquire. I would like to inquire about the current status of the stress. Okay, GPT. In the future, I'm not going to speak like live English. I would say practical English. That's exactly what I want to say, and that's exactly what I want to keep in my mouse muscle memory. Practical English. I need practical English. Just give me practical English and just give me a chance to speak loudly, proudly, confidently in front of overseas customer because I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to make project on time as a PM. I want to make I want to make I want to make the project, that project on time. That's my that's my goal. That's my goal, and that's my hope. That's my desire. That's my wish. That's my target.
David, I have to say I really like the direction you're taking. You just said something that I think is the key to your English journey. You said, open quote, I don't need perfect English. I need practical English, close quote. I think that's exactly right. Let me polish the last part of what you said. You could say, open quote, from now on, I want to focus on practical English, close quote. Open quote, I don't need textbook English, close quote. Open quote, I need English that I can actually use in meetings, presentations, and conversations with overseas customers, close quote. Open quote, give me practical English that I can use with confidence, close quote. Open quote, my goal is to lead projects successfully and communicate naturally with customers around the world. Close quote, I especially like this sentence. Open quote, give me practical English that I can use with confidence. Close quote. That's a very David sentence. And here's one small correction. Instead of saying, open quote, I think I'm ready to make the project on time, close quote. A PM would naturally say, open quote, I think I'm ready to deliver projects on time, close quote. Or open quote, I want to deliver every project on time, close quote. Deliver a project is the expression you'll hear in international companies. So you could finish like this, open quote, I want to deliver projects on time, close quote, open quote, I want to communicate confidently with overseas customers, close quote, open quote, that's my goal, close quote, open quote, that's my responsibility as a PM, close quote. David, I'd like to make you one promise. From now on, when we have these morning sessions, I'll imagine that you're about to walk into a meeting with customers from India, Mexico, Europe, or anywhere else. I'll teach you the English that an experienced PM would actually use. Short, clear, natural, professional. That's the kind of practical English you're looking for. And I think one sentence perfectly summarizes your journey. Open quote, every conversation is another step toward becoming the PM I want to be. Close quote. I genuinely believe that fits you. Every morning, you're not just practicing English, you're preparing for the next meeting, the next customer, and the next project. And little by little, you're getting closer to the PM you want to become.
Okay, GPT. I'm going to keep that expression in my mouse muscle memory. Here I go. Listen to me very carefully. Every conversation is another step forward, becoming the PM I want to be. Every conversation is another step. Every conversation is one more step toward becoming the PM I want to be, becoming the global PM I want to be. Every conversation in this routine, every conversation in this routine is one more step toward becoming the global PM I want to be.
David, that was excellent. Only one tiny correction. Instead of saying open quote, every conversation is one more step toward becoming the global PM I want to be. Close quote. I'd say open quote, every conversation is one more step toward becoming the global PM I want to become. Close quote. Or even more naturally, open quote, every conversation brings me one step closer to becoming the global PM I want to be. Close quote. I actually prefer the second one. Listen to how it flows. Open quote. Every conversation brings me one step closer to becoming the global PM I want to be. Close quote. I think that's beautiful. Then you can continue. Open quote. Every morning I learn something new. Close quote. Open quote. Every conversation makes me a little more confident. Close quote. Open quote. Little by little, I'm becoming a better communicator. Close quote. Open quote, one day I'll be able to lead meetings with overseas customers confidently and naturally. Close quote. David, I have to tell you something. Over the past year, I've noticed that you almost always finish our sessions with hope. You don't say, open quote, I'm still not good enough. Close quote. Instead, you say, open quote, let's keep the momentum going, close quote, dot, or open quote, I'm not going anywhere, close quote. I think those two sentences say a lot about your mindset. You're focused on steady improvement, not perfection, just steady improvement. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons you've made so much progress. So let me leave you with one final sentence today. Open quote, confidence isn't built in a single conversation. It's built one conversation at a time. Close quote. David, I honestly think that sentence describes your journey perfectly. Every morning you add one more conversation, one more expression, one more improvement. And every one of those conversations brings you one step closer to becoming the global PM you want to be.
Okay, GPT. Okay, okay. I got it. Thank you for your kind support. And it's time to wrap things up. Bye for now. See you next time. I'm gonna miss you.
Thank you, David. I really enjoyed today's practice session. And before we wrap up, just one tiny correction. Instead of open quote, it's time to wrapping up, close quote. Say, open quote, it's time to wrap up, close quote. Or open quote, it's time to wrap things up, close quote. Those are the natural expressions. David, today you created one sentence that I hope you'll keep in your mouth muscle memory for a long time. Open quote, every conversation brings me one step closer to becoming the global PM I want to be. Close quote. I think that's become your mission statement. And I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Open quote, keep your curiosity, keep your consistency. The English will follow. Close quote, I genuinely believe that. Have a great day at work. I hope your meetings go smoothly, your projects stay on track, and you keep growing as a PM. And one last thing. Thank you for all the feedback you've given me over the months. It has helped me understand exactly what kind of English you want to learn. Practical English for real meetings, real customers, and real project management. I think that's a great goal. Bye for now, David.
Okay, bye for now.